Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
Well,
morning, ma'am.
back to our class. This is Standard 5 English. Back to our class. Lesson 4 Information, please. I hope Revati understands English. I said, children, don't open your camera. The lesson, Information, please, gives us a brief idea about the use of technology, because now in the 21st century the use of technology is so vast, right from small children to grown up elders are making use of this gadgets. And of course now, since last year, because of this major problem in the entire world, we are unable to come out of the house, we are unable to attend the school. So we are making use of this technology. That is, we are attending online classes so that we don't miss our studies, we don't forget everything, we don't go blind. So we are making use of technology. And we teachers are working from school, we are working from home, so that we keep you updated. Updated in the sense in the academic session. This is only possible because of the latest technology. Earlier, in olden times, people had lot of problem because they had to either go personal from one place to another to convey the message or to pass the message, or they had to send a messenger, or even at times they have used the animals to convey the message. They have used the birds, and that bird is the pigeon. They use the pigeon, or they used to write it in a script, or roll it, type, and send one messenger to that particular place or person to give the message. Because during that time there was no technology. There was no technology. But now, as science started developing and progressing, as scientists started finding out various devices, so the use of technology is a great help for us, and especially since last year because of the present situation. Technology has advantages as well as disadvantages. We should use it wisely. We should use when we are in need of it. And we should think before making use of any technology, because there are advantages and disadvantages. After knowing, we should make use of it very wisely, because there are many people who are into trouble after using technology, and especially children, school going children and college going children. You all play this game, online game, giving your details, your IDs, that is going to lead you into problem. There are people who will hack and you will face problems. So you have to be very careful. Never play any online game. And not only that, it is not good for young children, because the radiation is very powerful. It affects your mind, it affects your brain and body. So, how much is your requirement? Make use of it. 24 hours, don't sit with the mobile, playing game, sharing things or watching, doing all those things because it is going to affect your health. That's why I said it has got plus points and minus points. So technology is very helpful when you use it very wisely. So let's go back to the lesson. The lesson is based on unusual friendship between a small child of your age or maybe smaller than you, and a telephone operator who behaves or plays the role of a mother. The small child, totally confused, does not know what to do, whom to approach to get a solution to his problem, calls up the telephone operator, and in this process, there is a rapport between the telephone operator and this little child, like a child and mother. The child does not know the operator does not know the child. The conversation is only on the phone. The conversation is on the phone, only on the voice. So there develops an unusual friendship between the child and the operator. The name of the child is Wayne, and the name of the operator is Miss Sally. So things happen like this. The child calls up the operator for all his problems, for petty problems, issues, and the operator, very kind, very patient, very loving, receives the call and helps the child by giving suggestions and solutions. And the child is satisfied, content, happy. And as days go by, years pass away, and the little boy, grown up, they are shifted to a different place. He's become a big boy now. They have not seen each other, only on the telephone. They can recognize the voice. So one fine day, when the child goes to college, it so happened that he had to wait at a place for half an hour to take the next flight. And there he remembers that his sister lives there, and he gives a call to his sister, speaks to his sister, and yet there was time left for his next flight. So suddenly he remembered his hometown, and then he dials his hometown telephone operator. So I start from page number 29. Page number 29. A few years later, on my way to college, my plane landed in Seattle. I had about half an hour between planes. I spent about 15 minutes on the phone with my sister who lived there now. Then, without thinking what I was doing, I dialed my hometown operator and said, "Information, please." So, when the child called up his sister, spoke to her, and without realizing, without knowing, he dialed his hometown telephone operator and said, "Information, please." This is years after when he started going to college. And this Unusual friendship, unusual relation started when he was a small boy. So this incident is happening now after many years. So he called up his hometown operator and said, information please. Miraculously, I heard the small, clear voice I knew so well. Information. When he called up his hometown, the same telephone operator, she received the call. You can imagine the excitement, the happiness this child must have had. I hadn't planned this, but I heard myself saying, could you please tell me how to fix? Sorry, could you please tell me how to spell fix? The child, the grown up boy now, called up his hometown telephone operator, and to his surprise or to his good luck, the same operator received the call and answered his call. He hadn't planned anything, but I heard myself saying, could you please tell me how to spell fix? So he asked the operator how to spell fix. There was a long pause on the phone. There was a long pause and then the soft spoken answer, I guess your finger must have healed by now. The boy asked the operator how to spell fix. There was a long pause in the sense there was a long silence. There was a long silence for some time. And what did the voice say, or what did the operator ask the child? Ask the boy. There was a long pause, and then the soft spoken answer, I guess your finger must have healed by now. So the operator asked, I guess your finger must have healed by now. Why did the operator ask like this? I guess your finger must have healed by now. Because she recognized the child's voice. She recognized the small boy's voice who used to call her up very often, asking for help and asking for suggestion. And she remembered the first time the child had called her up asking for help or solution because he had hurt his thumb with the hammer. I laughed. So, it's really you, I said. I wonder if you have any idea how much you meant to me during that time. I laughed. So, it's really you, I said. I wonder if you have any idea how much you meant to me during that time. So the boy also recognized the telephone operator. He started laughing. That laughter was with happiness. He started laughing and he told the operator, do you know? Do you have any idea how much you meant to me during that time? What were you for me? It is I who know what you were for me at that time. I wonder, she said. I wonder, she said, if you know how much your call meant to me. I never had any children. I used to look forward for your calls. So this lady, she in return, she tells, I wonder, she said, if you know how much your call meant to me. I never had any children. I used to look forward to your calls. So the same feeling from the lady's side, from the operator's side. She was waiting for the child to call up. She was desperately waiting for the child to call up so that she could talk to him and she could help him out and she could spend time with him. Because this lady did not have any children. So that motherhood, that motherly feeling, that feelings of a mother was there within that lady. And she was trying to fulfill her needs by talking to the child, showing her affection, a motherly feeling to the child. She told the boy, "Do you know how much your call meant to me? I used to wait for your call because I did not have children. So your call for me, I used to expect so that I could spend time with you." I told her how often I had thought of her over the years. I asked if I could call her again when I came back to visit my sister. So the conversation started between the boy and the operator, the boy and the lady. The conversation began again, and each one was sharing their feelings or missing these many years because the little boy, now grown up, did not call her for a long time. So he was asking a permission whether he can call her now, henceforth, for any reason or any issue or any problem. He says, I told her how often I had thought of her over these years. So both started talking, conversation was going on. Both were sharing their feelings. I asked if I could call her again when I came back to visit my sister. So he asked her, his sister lives in this place, so he's come to visit her. Can he call her and talk to her when he goes back to his house? Please do, she said. Just ask for Sally. So the lady was also interested. She wanted to spend time with the boy because she did not have children. So she said, please do, in the sense, please call me up. And my name is Sally. When you call up, ask for Sally. Years passed by. I was working as a cardiac surgeon at a hospital in Seattle. So the story continues. They keep calling each other, talking. Years passed, and this boy he finished his college. He finished his college life, and he became a cardiac surgeon. Cardiac surgeon is a doctor who treats heart patients, who operates on heart patients. So this child was grown up and he became a surgeon, a cardiac surgeon. Years passed by, I was working as a cardiac surgeon at a hospital in Seattle. It was a usual hectic day. I had just finished operating on my last patient and was moving out of the operation theater when I heard that familiar soothing voice. So after years, this boy, he finished with his education, his college, and he became a surgeon. Chirag, mute your system.
Why Peggy?
Chirag,
Huh?
this child became a cardiac surgeon. And one fine day, when he was so busy in his work, he had a hectic schedule and he had just finished. It says, years passed by, I was working as a cardiac surgeon at a hospital in Seattle. It was a usual hectic day. I just finished operating on my last patient and I was moving out of the operation theater when I heard that familiar soothing voice. So when this boy he finished with his work and when he was coming out of his operation theater, he heard a voice. He heard the same familiar voice, a soothing voice. And that voice was none other than Miss Sally, the telephone operator. He heard the same voice with whom he used to converse on the phone, used to take her help, and used to guide her by giving solutions. Undoubtedly, it was Sally's voice, the telephone operator. Undoubtedly, it was Sally's voice. I was stunned. I turned around and saw my friend lying on a stretcher. I inquired about her condition. I was told that Sally had a heart attack and was being taken for surgery. Without an iota of doubt, I decided I would perform the surgery and went into the operation theater. Undoubtedly, it was Sally's voice. And he was stunned, he was shocked to know that it was the same lady to whom he spoke on the phone asking for help. And he got to know that she was a heart patient. She was a heart patient and she had got an heart attack. And without wasting time, he agreed to go and operate on her. Without wasting any time, he agreed to take her to the operation theater and operate on her. This shows that he had love for her. Had feelings for her. He was concerned about her because, like a mother, she took care of him. Like a mother, she guided him. Like a mother, she protected him. Only through phone. He was so attached with her. He was so carried away by her that though it was a hectic day, he was so tired after working in the hospital, yet he did not hesitate. Immediately he went to the operation theater, he arranged for the things and he decided he will operate on her. This shows when you love somebody, when you care for somebody, you go beyond the way to do things for them. Time, tiredness, hunger, thirst doesn't matter. You are ready to do anything for that person. Well, children, he decided that he would perform the surgery and went into the operation theater. A few hours later, a few hours later, I heaved a sigh of relief. The operation was successful. I managed to save my friend Sally. So he went to the operation theater, he operated on her, and he was relieved. He got relaxed. The operation was successful, and he was feeling so happy that he saved his friend's life. He saved his friend's life. A few hours later, I heaved a sigh of relief. What a relief for him. The operation was successful. I managed to save my friend Sally. I went into her cabin the next day. So the operation was over, it was successful. He saved his friend's life. The next day, he went into her room. I went into her cabin the next day. She was sitting on the bed. Who was sitting? It was Sally. So I went into her cabin the next day. She was sitting on the bed, propped up on pillows. I had a bunch of flowers in my hand. I told her that I always remembered her words. There are other words to sing in. These words were told by her when the child had given a call to her when he lost his pet bird. When the pet bird died, the child was so sad, he was in tears. He called her up to ask her to talk to her, and these words were said by Miss Sally. What words? There are other words to sing in. And he went into her room. He had a bunch of flowers in his hand, a bouquet of flowers, a bunch of flowers. Giving it to Miss Sally, he said, I told her that I always remembered her words. There are other worlds to sing in. There are other worlds to sing in. Her eyes lit up with joy as she saw me and said in a soft, soothing voice, Vinay, I knew we would meet someday. Then the doctor, the surgeon, went in front of her with a bunch of flowers, giving it to her, and he repeated those words which was told by her or said by her. She was so happy, she was so overjoyed. Her eyes lit up with joy as she saw me and said in a soft, soothing voice, she said, Vinay, babe, I knew we would meet someday. So the story ends here in the textbook. The story ends here in the textbook. But the true story, the true friendship continues from there again. A new story, a new friendship, a new concern. This is unusual friendship, children. This is unusual friendship. We don't make friends knowing. Friendship happens unknowingly. We might not know that person. We might not know what that person is doing, how is that person. But friendship develops within us. That bonding, that relation. I told you, children, the story ends here in the textbook of a lesson. The relation ends here in the textbook, but in reality, this is the right time from where the new story will begin, the new friendship will begin, the new relation will begin. Because for years together, they were on phone. Each other did not see each other's face, they did not know, only through voice. So, this is all about life. Life changes. Life shows us many things, ups and downs, sadness, happiness, sickness, good health. We have to adjust, we have to live according to the time. Life will teach us many things. We have to go according to it. We have to plan, we have to think. But when you love somebody, when you care for somebody, that person also will feel the same for you. That is true friendship, true love, true caring. Our parents, our father, our mother, our grandparents, our brothers, sisters, they do so much for us. We are not happy. We never even say thank you to them. We never say thank you. And we always grumble, we always complain, we are never satisfied because we are very selfish. We are very selfish. We don't want to share what we have, we don't want to give help others. Why go far? Our neighbors. When somebody is sick, go and visit them, talk to them. Just two words. No need for you to carry any gifts. This lady who did not have child or children, she found the happiness by talking to this child. And this child would call her up because he found a mother in her. Friendship has no age limit. Friendship begins anywhere and it never ends. You have to retain it. So, my dear children, this lesson gives us a beautiful message. It teaches us life values, how we have to adjust in our families, how we have to adjust with our friends, how we have to live in neighbors, what we have to do. This lesson teaches us life value. It gives a beautiful message. Spread happiness. Spread happiness. Happiness will come to you. If you're selfish, you will not have any friends. So, this is a beautiful message from this lesson, the story about Miss Sally and Wayne, a little boy who turned to be a heart cardiac surgeon and saves the life of the telephone operator. So the bonding between them develops and that will last for a long time. So children, read, understand what values we get from this lesson, what we can do to our parents, to our families, simple things to make them happy. This is all what we have learned from this beautiful story.